Tonight, we'll be looking primarily at what Jeremiah said at Jeremiah 35:15. So let's read that. It's Jeremiah 35 and verse 15. And it reads, "This is what Jehovah says. A voice is heard in Ramah, lamentation and bitter weeping. Rachel is weeping over her sons. She has refused to be comforted over her sons because they are no more." So what did Jeremiah mean some 1,000 years after Rachel's death when he spoke of her weeping over her sons? Well, first, Rachel only had 2 children. The first was Joseph, and the second was Benjamin. But Genesis 35:16 through 19, it says she died giving birth to her second son. So since she died before her sons, how was it that she could be weeping over the loss of them? We should take note that the first son, Joseph, in time fathered Manasseh and Ephraim. Later, Ephraim became the most prominent and influential tribe of the entire northern kingdom of Israel, representing all 10 tribes. Also, the tribe that descended from Rachel's second son, Benjamin, became part of the southern kingdom, along with Judah. So in a sense, Rachel could be referred to as a symbol of all the mothers of Israel, both in the northern kingdom and the southern kingdoms. By the time the book of Jeremiah was written, the Assyrians had defeated the northern 10-tribe kingdom and captured many of its people. In contrast, some of Ephraim's descendants possibly fled to the territory of Judah. The southern 2-tribe kingdom of Judah was conquered by the Babylonians in 607 BCE. Apparently, as part of that, I lost my place. There we go. As part of that conquest, many captives were assembled at Ramah, about 5 miles north of Jerusalem. It's possible. Lost my place again. It's possible some were slaughtered there in the territory of Benjamin, where Rachel was buried. So Rachel's weeping over her sons could imply a figurative mourning over the Benjamites in general, or particularly those of Ramah. Another possibility is that it suggested all the mothers of God's people wept over the death or exiling of Israel. In any case, what Jeremiah wrote concerning Rachel's weeping over her sons foretold what happened centuries later when the life of young Jesus was in danger. King Herod commanded all the boys up to 2 years old in Bethlehem, which was on the south side of Jerusalem, be put to death. Let's read about this at Matthew 2:16 through 18. It's Matthew 2:16 through 18. Then Herod, seeing that he had been outwitted by the astrologers, flew into a great rage. And he set out and had all the boys in Bethlehem and in all its districts killed, from 2 years of age and under, according to the time that he had carefully ascertained from the astrologers. Then was fulfilled what was spoken through Jeremiah the prophet, who said, "A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and much wailing. It was Rachel, weeping for her children. She was unwilling to take comfort because they are no more." And so those children were no more. They were dead. Just imagine the cries of grief from the mothers mourning their sons. It was as if those cries could be heard all the way from Bethlehem on the south side of Jerusalem to Ramah on the north side of Jerusalem. So, both in Jeremiah's time and in Jesus' time, Rachel's weeping over her sons was language used to express the grief of Jewish mothers over their slaughtered children. Notice what Jehovah says about this at Jeremiah 31, verse 16. Jeremiah 31, verse 16. Wrong book. At Jeremiah 31:16, it says, "This is what Jehovah says, hold back your voice from weeping and your eyes from tears, for there is a reward for your activity, declares Jehovah. They will return from the land of the enemy." What a faith-strengthening promise from Jehovah. Paul also expressed a similar thought at 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 26. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 26. In the last enemy, death is to be brought to nothing. And so we can have faith through Jesus' ransom sacrifice that those who died and went to the land of the enemy, death, may be rescued, and then there will be no more weeping.